Here's my $6 million mistake I made in India and how to save yourself. All right, listen, I lost $6 million doing something that I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing, whether it be in India or in other countries or in their own country. And I want to share what that is for you today so that you avoid making this mistake. But before we do that, make sure you click subscribe, click like, do all that fun stuff. Come on, help us get this thing out there, right, to other people. And of course, LURNexpert.com, LearnExpert.com. Come join us. Free community, free course, free newsletter, all about teaching you how to take information and build a business out of it. Go to LearnExpert.com. Okay, so what's this mistake I made? So first and foremost, let me give you a little background. I don't know, at this point, 12, 13, 14 years ago, I can't remember when, I went to India. And there used to be a company there that I would give some work to, some technical work to do for me. And so I went to visit them because I wanted to build this big tech platform. I had this big vision. I wanted to build this huge platform to commoditize education and to disrupt the world of education. Well, just to give you a shortcut, turns out the idea that I had, the way it was in my head, was exactly, I mean, it's creepy. It was exactly what went on to become Udemy. So I had this idea. I went to India, started trying to build it, while Udemy was sitting, 3 guys in Udemy were sitting in a garage building it. Mine took 2-3 years, was total trash. I had to throw it away. It was useless nonsense. They went on to become a multi-billion-dollar company. So actually, it wasn't a $6 million mistake. I think I had a multi-billion-dollar mistake that I made in India. So as I went there, I went to visit this one company just to get to know them, and I just loved it. I thought, man, there's a lot of opportunity here. So I started going to India again and again. It got to the point where I was going to India 6 to 7 times a year. I would do a month there, a month here, month there, month here, month there, month here. I did that for years, by the way. And eventually I bought their company. I bought the whole company. And I said, this is going to become my company because I'm ready to start my entire dev process to build out this massive platform. So now I don't know anything about engineering, by the way. I don't know how to code. I don't know a damn thing about coding. I can barely get Skype to work on my computer. But I thought that all I have to do is have the idea, hire some people, tell them my idea. Voila, like magic, they'll build it. And that was the worst thing I could have ever done. And that has nothing to do with India, by the way. That is, you can hire, if you're gonna do this, if you have an idea, okay, the first thing that you need to do is figure out, are you actually equipped to build that idea? So I'll give you an example. If I have an idea, a company that's built around sales, I'm equipped. If I have an idea that's a company built around business development, I'm equipped. If I have an idea, a company that's built around marketing, if it's direct marketing, if it's online marketing, I'm equipped. If it's brand-driven marketing, I'm not equipped. So I know my strengths and I'm super, super, super confident in them now. But I'm also humble enough to know I suck at that, I suck at that, I suck at that. The reason you see so many companies have multiple co-founders, I used to think, what idiots? Why would they give up so much equity? And now I think, how brilliant. I totally understand why most companies have multiple co-founders. Because each of them probably has a specific skill set, a specific expertise. And the one I was missing, because I wanted to build a technology company, yet here I am telling you, I can't even put a web page up on the internet. So what did I do? I just decided let me hire a bunch of people and just tell them what to do. I'm smart, we'll figure it out. What I should have done is immediately went out and found someone who's entrepreneurial and very, very technical and has a ton of experience, given them some equity and said, you lead the way. You lead the technical team, not me. Now I've tried this multiple ways and I've not been able to figure out any other way to do it. I've tried this without equity. I've tried to hire great VPs. It's not worked. They've either been very corporate or they've not been, enough knowledge. They don't want to get their hands dirty. Equity. Make sure the key components of your business, if that's not you, if you are not the person to lead the key thing in your business, then find the person who is and give them equity in that business. They don't have to be equal partners, but they need to have equity. It's a game changer. So here's what I started doing. I hired a few people and I just blindly led off of what they would tell me. So I would give them work and they're like, oh, we need at least 5 more people. We need this expert, a that expert, a this expert, and I would trust them. Now, the problem is maybe they just don't want to work harder. Maybe they just don't feel like doing that task. Maybe they're just feeding me bullcrap. Or in the case of when I was in India, it actually turned out the person was actually recommending me to hire more people because they were taking a portion of their salary behind the scenes. There was like all these weird agreements that had been made. So I was just getting ripped off by my own people that I knew, but that doesn't happen in every country. And that's not why you shouldn't do what I'm about to tell you. So the number one mistake I made that led me to losing millions of dollars was that I thought every time there's a problem in a business, you throw people at it to solve it, and that's fine. Eventually, before I knew it, are you ready for this? I had an engineering team of over 60 people. I had 60 software developers. I was spending a fortune, $6 million to be exact. And they It did nada. I had no leadership. I had no systems. I don't know what the hell they were doing. They were coding on top of each other. The code was so bad. When it was all done, I took it to my best friend, one of my best friends who is an expert coder. This guy is a high level, just brilliant coder. And I gave him the code and he looked at it for less than a day and he said, brother, I hate to tell you this, but chuck this code in the garbage. I was like, what? It can't be saved? And he said, it's not even worth saving. I have one copy saved on a physical hard drive in my parents' basement simply because I don't want to throw it away, so that I always have a reason to remember how not to build a company. I still haven't been able to do it, by the way. Here's the thing. I'm not technical. I accept it now more than ever before. Now I am actually in a new partnership for a software company. And my first agreement with the person who happens to be technical, thank God. When I came in, as I said, I will neither sit in on the technical meetings. I will have nothing to do with the technology. I will market, strategize, and sell the hell out of this thing. But I will never be helpful to you in that area. Are you okay with that? And this person said, thank God, I was hoping you would say that. And by the way, Anik, I will never be a part of the marketing, will never sell a damn thing, and never want to do any biz dev and want nothing to do with strategy. And I was like, brilliant. That's amazing. Because anyone I hire in the marketing, strategy, sales part could never put a wool over my eye. I know the business too well to know what they're doing. I know how much they can handle. And anybody he hires in the technical product side would never be able to put a wool over his head. The mistake I made was that I thought I could go into something I know nothing about, hire a bunch of people, trust them blindly, and just tell them go. Instead, what I got was $6 million that I literally chucked in the garbage. And you will get the same in any business that you build. So what are you trying to build? What is the core competency of that business? Are you an expert in that core competency? If you are not an expert in that, it's okay. Doesn't mean you can't build that business, but you better go find yourself a co-founder, equity holder that is an expert in that core competency. Do not do this without that person having equity, whatever that equity looks like. You cannot do it with hiring a VP or a CTO or a C something or a director of something. Equity. And then let that person run that thing, back out of it, do what you're really good at, and know and trust that you found the best person to do and lead the other thing. All right? But do not blindly throw people at every single problem. Problems in a business should not always be solved with a new person. That is how you go bankrupt. Problems in a business should be solved with new systems and by finding ways to make your current team members more efficient. The only way you can ever do that is if you're an expert at whatever the heck that team member is actually doing, so that you know how to rework the systems and how to rejig things and review what they're doing. But if you start just every time there's a problem, you hire someone, every problem hire, guaranteed. Give yourself a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you're gonna go bankrupt. Promise. Scout's honor. Hey, listen, if you want to be a part of our amazing community, and if what you're looking to do is build a business around information, courses, coaching, consulting, come join us at lurnexpert.com. We have an amazing community, we have an amazing free course, and we have an amazing free newsletter. And of course, if you want to binge listen to all of our amazing episodes, anikpodcast.com. ANIK podcast, podcast.com. As I always say, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, push it the heck back. Come on, go out there and conquer the world. I'll see you inside of Lurn Expert, and I'll see you on the next podcast.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.